Okay, so today we are going to talk about the autopilot prerequisites. What are the prerequisites required? Previous day I explained about it. So if anyone remembers it, so just we'll be having the recap of the same. Anyone? Okay, no problem. I'll be explaining it again, sharing my screen. So talking about Windows Autopilot requirement, if organization is asking that you should configure a setting that should allow the users to enroll the devices without the intervention of the IT person. So there are four things which are required: software, then networking part, and then licensing, then configuration. So can anyone tell me that in the networking part, what are the ports which needs to be enabled in the network to allow the autopilot enrollment?
Port 80, port 443.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, so yeah, it's correct. We need to enable the port 80 and port 443 from the network end to allow autopilot enrollment in your environment. So, coming to the licensing part, what are the licenses required? Anyone?
Microsoft 365.
Okay, Microsoft 365 is for accessing the Office applications and Office related stuffs.
Mobility security also we need.
Yep, that is required. E3 or E5. Okay, so that license is required. Talking about configuration, in the configuration part, we should have the configuration settings enabled to enroll the devices in Microsoft Entra and Microsoft Intune. So, what are those configuration settings and from where we are enabling them or from where we are allowing them? Anyone? So, there is a setting that we are enabling from deployment portal, deployment part, automatic enrollment, we are allowing it. And then from Intra, we are going to the Intra portal, and in Intra, we are connecting the Intune there. Okay, so let me quickly show it so that everyone remembers it and everyone is on the same page. So what is the requirement before proceeding with the autopilot? So supported version of Windows 11 generally that we have Pro and Enterprise. So these versions are only supported, not the home version of the Windows 11. We have to make it sure. As of now, Windows 10, if you are using Windows 10, then Windows 10 Pro and Windows 10 Enterprise is supported for autopilot part. Coming to the networking thing, as told earlier, port 80 and 443 and 123 UDP and TP that is already allowed. Ensure domain name services names resolution for internet DNS names. So DNS names also should be there so that it can recognize the network and the device on the platform. Talking about the network record requirement, if you come, so after network connection is in place, each Windows device will connect the Windows Autopilot deployment services. So once these ports are enabled, so these are the URLs which communicate to only port 80 and port 443 to allow the enrollment of the autopilot devices. If you will see jettddds microsoft.com, so this is a port which connects with the Microsoft Intune server and allows you to do the enrollment part, perform the autopilot thing. Coming to licensing thing. So in the license, as told, Microsoft 365 Business Premium subscription is required, or you can take F1 or F3 subscription, E3 or E5. That is very mandatory to have enterprise mobility. E3 or E5, mostly organizations use this. So there is one more thing. Microsoft Entra ID P1 or P2, we call it Azure P1 or P2 as well. So this includes everything. So this is a very VIP license usually being used. Very less, if you'll talk, very less organizations or schools they are using it, because I can give you the example like banks and all, they are using this license to have a great security in their organization. Okay, and these things are from the license perspective. I'll provide you the link to read and go through it. Coming to the configuration part, we have done the configuration, Microsoft Intra automatic enrollment. Everyone knows about it. Automatic enrollment, how we have configured it in Intune. Can anyone tell me the steps from where we are configuring, where we are performing this? Other than Rajagopal, anyone can volunteer and tell me about it. Okay, I expect that I haven't explained it.
You can click on device and go to enrollment.
Okay, then after that,
Uh, from enrollment, there's an enrollment status area.
okay, just allow me 1 minute. I will log in and then tell me.
Okay. I have mine open here.
Okay. Banu, can you please tell me that what is the steps followed?
Device, Windows enrollment.
To authenticate. So guys, one more thing is there. Now Microsoft has made this necessary that you should have the authentication before logging in to any of the Microsoft account. So after 6th Feb, They have made it mandatory 6 Feb 2025. So this is the new update. So every time you are logging into your Outlook account or Office account, you have to do the authentication. So it's being mandatory. Earlier we had to configure it from the Intra portal, but as of now it is mandatory. Yeah, Banu, could you please guide me that from where we are going to, for the automatic enrollment enablement settings? Guys, are we there in the session? Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey, I can hear you, but I want others also to respond. I'm not sure if they are there in the session or not. So let me see who all are there. Manu, Ishan. So Ishan, could you please help me with this? That from where to open the automatic enrollment in Intune, or from where to enable the settings for the automatic enrollment?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We can click on this devices section.
Okay, I came to the devices,
Windows
came to Windows
enrollment,
enrollment,
select automatic enrollment.
selecting automatic enrollment. Now what I have to do?
Enable it some users like all this.
Okay. If I want to allow for some users, I will do for some and then I will select the groups for whom I want to allow the MDM enrollment, or else I will allow to all. So here as of now we are getting this option also, disable MDM enrollment when adding work or school account on Windows. So this setting, if you want to block the BYOD enrollment in your environment, then you can select this and you can proceed accordingly. So no one will be able to do the BYOD enrollment for their personal Windows devices. Then Windows Information Protection, we are configuring it here. Okay, it's done. So this is the part which is required also to configure the setting as part of the prerequisite. Okay, so moving ahead now, if you will talk about Windows Autopilot, then how it is helping us to grow in the organization and how it is so cost saving for us. So first of all, it is providing you the out of box and ready to go experience that you don't have to hustle with the users, go and help them to set up the device. Everything is being done at the back end and you just have to sit and enjoy the things. So this is the work of the autopilot, that how it is helping us to optimize the hybrid work. And using Copilot, we can keep track of the whole process. Windows Autopilot shows users how their configuration is progressing, provisioning minus the hustle, deliver a better user experience with personalized and simple setup. So there is one more thing that we call it pre-provisioning. Pre-provisioning is part of the autopilot only. So if you are configuring the settings for the autopilot, so you will be getting the option of the pre-provisioning, means doing the enrollment with that pre-provisioning method. I'll be telling you guys what is pre-provisioning and what is autopilot. So there is a little bit difference in that. In pre-provisioning, you have to perform the things by your end, like pressing F5 keys and then doing several restarts and all those, so that you can do the pre-provisioning with that. And autopilot it is going to, how it is going to help you once you have done the autopilot setting configurations. Everything is like, if user will open the device, user will get the windows to log in, and post login the user will get this screen. So anyone knows about this screen, what this screen is called? Anyone? What this screen is called?
The ESP page,
Okay, what is the full form of ESP?
enrollment status
Enrollment
page.
status page.
Okay, why it is required? Why it is required to be configured?
That will bring all the settings into the device, all the components of the package. Device settings will bring it up.
Yeah, you are right. But the main agenda behind ESP is so that the person who is doing the setup, or who is seeing the setup of the device, they cannot get bored, or they can see the things that what has completed and what is pending. It is just a status page. It shows the status, that what is the current status as of now. There is no settings or nothing being done from the backend that it is going to apply some settings or something. It is just a status page, just shows the status what you have deployed from your end. So there are different set of the methods to enroll the devices. One is user driven. So make it easy for end user to set up new device without any IT involvement using Windows Autopilot. So these are the functionalities which Windows Autopilot is providing to the IT people or IT person, and it is making the lives easier for the IT person. How it is giving the user driven mode. So once you are configuring the deployment profile for the autopilot, you are getting the option to select user driven mode. So if you are selecting the user driven mode, what user has to intervene there. User will put the credentials, log in and select whatever user wants, means network, which network to be selected. They will select their own network. Means if they want to go with the Wi-Fi, they can go with the Wi-Fi. If they want to go with LAN, they can go with LAN. So that is called user driven. Now coming to the white glove, it empowers or IT staffs to pre-provision Windows devices to be fully configured and business ready for organizations and users. White glove means device is already configured, means you have uploaded to the autopilot and everything is done. Now once user is coming, new employee came to your organization, you have to hand over the device, you will do the white glove. White glove means you will do the pre-provision. Pre-provision means you will press F5 keys several times, then the pre-provisioning setup will come. You will do the pre-provisioning. Let me show that as well. Okay, so with Windows Autopilot for provision deployment, the provisioning process is split. The time-consuming portions are done by IT partners or OEMs. Okay, why this thing? So there are devices being deployed to the executives or someone, means who cannot sit and perform the things, means who is not going to do the user-driven part, means not going to sit and wait at the SPPs that things should be downloaded and things should be done already. So why? Okay, so white glove is just allowing us to skip those things, because those things will already be performed by the IT people or OEMs. OEMs means vendors, the devices, the vendor which is supplying the device. The end user simply completes a few necessary settings and policies and they can begin using their devices. So pre-provision only is applicable to the Windows devices. Existing Windows Autopilot, user-driven scenarios, and supports user-driven mode scenarios for both Microsoft Intra Joint, Microsoft Intra Hybrid Joint. So it is supported for both of the platforms, and you can do the user-driven things also for pre-provision. In the pre-provision method, you can add that device deployment should be there, but the applications and settings can be selected by the end user. There will be option coming to the end users to select which applications they need, which settings they need, or which policies they need to be there on their devices. So that is called white gloving part. Now coming to support for existing devices, easily deploy our latest version of Windows. So how we are going to do this? There is a terminology used to deploy the Windows 11 patches. There is a grouping method used to deploy the Windows 11 patches, feature updates, quality updates. Anyone knows about it? Okay, let me tell you. So there are update rings created for that. So update rings are helping us to perform this thing. So update rings can only be used if the devices are autopilot enrolled. Coming to Windows Autopilot reset, nowadays, if your device is enrolled with the autopilot and user is leaving the organization, you want to perform the reset on the device remotely, user is not able to do the reset of the device because user is sitting at means in some other country, you cannot go there or you cannot take the remote of the device and perform the reset of the device. What you gonna do? There is an option in Intune that you can perform the autopilot reset. From there the device will do the reset. Or why we are doing autopilot reset? Because we cannot go and we cannot put the admin credential to reset the device. Admin credential is required, so here it is skipping that part and it is giving this functionality that if you have done the autopilot enrollment, you can do the autopilot reset. Now coming that, what are the steps that one engineer has to follow to achieve the autopilot goal? So with Windows Autopilot, there is no need to reimage or manually set up new device before handing them out to your users. Your hardware vendor can ship them ready to go straight to your employees. So what is the scenario or what is the method which is used by the vendors to deploy the devices to the end user? So there is a terminology, we call it every day in the autopilot. That terminology is used when the your vendor is deploying the device to the end user. You don't have to do anything. So there is a terminology. What is that terminology? We regularly call it. We regularly speak when we speak about autopilot. Anyone? I have talked about it so much. Zero touch deployment. Have anyone heard about it? Zero touch deployment.
Yeah, zero touch deployment. So we don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Let the manufacturer they set up with the tenant ID, right?
Mm-hmm. We will provide OEM the tenant details and the OEM will deliver the devices or vendor will deliver the devices on behalf of you, and you have done the all the settings at the back end with the autopilot, and your device will have your organization profile once it is delivered to the end user. So that is called zero touch deployment, which is the best part of the autopilot. So to achieve that, what we are doing, the hardware vendor automatically adds new devices to the Windows Autopilot deployment service for you. How it is being done? We will see it here. Okay, so requires Azure Active Directory Premium for automatic MDM enrollment and custom company branding. So we can one should have the E3 or E5 also. Azure Active Directory Premium, they are just saying about it, and it is required for the organization perspective, means for your root admin, not for the user end. Microsoft recommends organization request their device vendor to process all Windows Autopilot register into the organization's tenant. Okay, we will read about this as well. So, as of now, for the precautionary measures, Microsoft is requesting the organization that when you are buying the device, connect with your vendor, ask them to perform the autopilot deployment from their end as only, just to avoid the conflicts and just to save the cost also. That is another scenario, and there might be other reasons too. That is not totally the part of ours to understand as of now. But this relieves IT from having the manually process hardware ashes with each new hardware purchase. So this is the main agenda why they are doing this, or why they are recommending it to be done. Okay, just coming to the next thing.
Vipin, I have a question. How do this vendor or the supplier they get access to the to our
Okay, good question. So means you are asking that how vendor knows that where to upload the hash IDs for the devices. So let me explain that process. Okay, good, you have asked at least. So this is your organization. Okay, I am referring as O, and this is your vendor referring as V. Okay, what there is a requirement from management came that you have to, this is your management, means organization management. They said that you have to order or you have to deliver let's take 100 Windows devices to the end users. There are new people coming in your organization. Okay, what you will do, you don't have the 100 devices, you will go to the vendor, you will order, give the order for 100 devices. Okay, vendor will prepare the order. Now what you will ask to the vendor, that I have the autopilot configuration already ready in my tenant, in my Intune, means here it is your Intune. Okay, you have all the settings enabled, settings configured. Okay, let me write in notepad. Okay, you have all the settings means deployment profile that we will be creating, then OOBE page, then ESP, then your group creation, which comes first actually. So group creation is first thing. I will add it at first. Group creation, deployment profile, then ESP. That is all. These things are ready from your end. What you will do, you will ask your vendor, so and so is my tenant ID, XYZ is my tenant ID. Okay, and this is my deployment profile. You will tell about your deployment profile or the group also. what they will do, whatever the devices you have ordered, they will upload the hardware IDs. Hardware IDs means there is a hash ID for each and every device, hardware ID, which have the information of motherboard and your hardware. So it is the unique ID for each device. So that unique ID will be uploaded to your tenant. Okay. It is uploaded from their end. They uploaded it. It will start reflecting to your tenant. Okay. In Azure, it will have this group that you have given, deployment group you have given. Okay. So deployment group that you have given to them, it will have that group already, and the devices will be visible to your Entra. Okay, I'm making
Yes,
it.
so do they have a particular link to go there and upload this hardware ID? And do they need any licenses to access this portal?
Usually vendors have that platform. I'm not sure that what platform they are using, but we can explore about it. What means it was not our part actually, that is why I haven't prepared for that, but surely I will show you guys. I will research about it, and tomorrow we can take that up and then show you that what is actually they doing, what they are doing from the vendor perspective. But there is a server, there is a portal where they are uploading the autopilot hashes. So Intune server is there, that they are having the access because they are also delivering the services of the Microsoft. So they also have the license. They might be having the license, or they might be having some platform access where Microsoft has given them the access to upload the hardware IDs. So that we can explore. So I'll come prepared tomorrow regarding that. Thank you for asking this. So we can explore that as well. But as of now, let's understand that they are uploading from their end. They are doing the things from their end, asking your tenant IDs, tenant details, and then on behalf of your tenant details, they are uploading the autopilot hashes. You don't have to do that manually. So all 100 devices autopilot hashes are uploaded, and the device is there in Entra, but is still not in Intune. Okay, it's still not there in Intune until unless you are not going to perform the reset to do reset or enrollment of those devices. It's not going to come into your Intune or MDM. So here we have to understand there is a difference between Intra and MDM. Devices being on Intra, it's not necessary that they'll be on MDM until unless there is a configuration being done from your end. And those devices, if they are autopilot enrolled, then they should be done. There should be a reset done on their devices so that they can fetch the image which is being pushed from your Intune. Okay, understood. Any doubt?
Is this also done by the vendor?
Yeah, Prashant, pardon, please, what you asked again, please.
The reset of the device is also done from the vendor side.
No, 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 not done from the vendor end. So they leave it to us. If you want that there should be white glove performed for that part, so they will do the white glove thing as we were reading about the white glove here. So with the Windows Autopilot for pre-provisioning thing, the pre-provisioning process is split. The time-consuming portions are done by the IT partners or OEMs. So sometimes they do it, means as per your request, they will perform the things and then they will deliver the device. Once it is delivered to the end user, they will open the device, they have the everything. So it depends upon the requirement that how you wants to achieve that. But
Because when a normal user receives it, they just need to enter the email ID and password, right? So reset might be done
see,
by
see
someone, right?
Yeah, yeah, you are right. See, there are two things. The profile what you have created or the profile which you have given, if you are allowing the pre-provisioning method in that profile. So in that profile, there are settings, means user-driven mode or pre-provisioning. So if you are allowing the pre-provisioning, so they will do the same thing, pre-provisioning thing for that deployment profile. So deployment profiles may vary, means whatever settings you are configuring in the out of box experience page, as per that setting only you can request the vendor to perform the actions. If you have configured user driven mode, then what they will do, they will just upload the hash IDs and they will deliver the devices. It is user driven mode, user has to do the reset, or means you as an IT guy you have to help the user with the reset thing. The reset of the device will be done and then device will have the image. If you are using the pre-provisioned method, they will perform the white glove and they will deliver the device. User will open the device, user will have everything logging and everything is there. Got it?
Yeah.
I'll be explaining that as well once we will be creating the deployment profile. So there are options available in the deployment profile settings when we are configuring. So in that setting, we will be having the option that which option you want to go through. And that option also will give its explanation. There is I button there. You will click on that I button. You will understand that how this setting is going to help you. Means what it is going to provide you or what it is going to deliver you. So as per your requirement, you can configure those settings. So there are n number of requirements from the organization perspective. They will ask that they need the shared devices. They will ask that we need this type of enrollment. The device should be enrolled already, and we don't want any hassle. So for that reason, we are doing the white glove pre-provisioning. So accordingly, we are configuring the settings. Okay, so coming to the part of profile creation and assignment, customize setup and configuration by creating a profile to assign to your organization device. So for that, let me show you with a diagram. Okay, this is required. So these are the scenarios as you were talking that what can be the scenarios accordingly we can configure the settings. So these are the scenarios that we are getting due to different environments, different configuration and different needs. As I told that it varies with the needs and requirement of your organization, what your organization wants. So this is also very important in interviews. Also, it is very much asked that if we want to do the user driven mode, so is it applicable or this can be how this can be achieved. So we can answer them that we have the autopilot settings and we have pre-provisioning things, self-deploy mode and autopilot for existing devices. So these things that we do have and we can achieve, means whatever the goal they want, they can achieve that goal as well from with the help of the Windows Autopilot. So if you will talk about the technicality, that what things you have to done from the technical perspective, from the Intune portal perspective, so there is very less thing that you have to do, but to perform that action you should be aware about the settings, that if I am going to configure this particular setting, what uh, what are the goals this particular setting is going to fulfill. If you are configuring Windows Autopilot user driven mode, so what goal it is going to fulfill for you? So its purpose is to device for a single user. means there is a particular device, you have handed over the device to a single user. So what deployment profile or deployment profile setting you are going to configure to allow the only login for that particular single user whom you have assigned the device. So that is user driven mode setting that you are going to perform at the out of box experience page, means or deployment profile which you are going to create. You will say that there means that setting will allow that a particular device, means device A can only be accessed by this user who has logged into that device, who is the primary user of that device. Let's talk like that. So here user runs the deployment. Let me give an example of it. Okay, so this is the device user is having. Okay, user is sitting here. Okay, performing the things. What you have done from Intune end, this is cloud I'm making. Okay, so from Intune end, what you have done, you have configured that deployment profile. Okay, deployment profile, I will say a DP, and in DP you have configured the setting as user driven. Everyone is understanding? Okay, everyone, are we there? Hello guys.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so if there is any doubt or any question coming up in the mind, please let me know. So this is your Intune. In Intune, in the autopilot setting, the deployment profile you have configured it. Deployment settings, we call it setting also. Okay, deployment profile or setting. You have configured the setting as user driven. Okay, now the hash ID is uploaded. This particular device hardware ID. Okay, I will write as hardware ID.
Hardware ID is uploaded by the vendor or the Intune admin.
See, if you have already a device with you, an old device means some user has left the organization, you have a old device in your inventory, what you will do, you will directly upload the device to your Intune and then do the things. Or if you have ordered the new devices, you will ask your vendor to perform that thing. So a hardware ID is already uploaded for your device already from the vendor end. What you have to do, you have given the profile to the end user that so and so profile I'm using for the user driven mode, and you assign or you upload the hardware ID with this deployment profile. Deployment profile means group tag usually. So group tag you will give to them, they will upload that hardware ID to your tenant. Hardware ID is uploaded and it is for the user driven mode. It's done. You will, what you will do, you will ask the you will reset the device. Okay.
We have to reset even if it is a new device.
Yeah, Rajagopal, could you please repeat your question?
Vendor will do a reset even if it is a new device after uploading it to the hash ID.
Yeah, yeah, after uploading the hash ID so that it can fetch. We are doing the user driven mode actually.
Okay.
So user has the options to perform the things. User will be performing. User will put their credential. If you are doing the white glove part, if you are doing the white glove part, what you will do, you will assign the user there for that particular device from Intune only. Okay, that let's take an example. User A is going to use this device. Okay, user A is going to use this device. So what you will do, you will ask your vendor that so and so are the users, assign the devices accordingly to them. They will send you the list. These are the devices assigned to this particular user, and they have done the white gloving part. Now you will see the device serial numbers, which serial number is assigned to which user. Then you will hand over the device to that user. User will come, log in, everything is already there. They don't have, means they won't be getting that ESP page totally if it is white gloving thing.
They'll be getting the ESP page.
They won't be getting the ESP
Maybe
page.
they don't get the ESP
Yeah,
page.
ESP page is only applicable if it is user driven.
Okay, not the pre-configured.
Yeah, if it is pre-config, actually ESP page is usually taking the time just to save the time and not bore the end user with the enrollment process. This pre-provisioning is there.
Pre-configured.
Yeah, so in the user driven mode, the reset is done. User will see the ESP page. Okay, user will log in usually. Login and authentication is done, and then ESP page will appear that so and so applications are installed.
Okay.
Login and all is done here. So till now, anybody have any doubt till here? First of all, we are understanding all the scenarios, then we'll be coming to the practicals. Practicals won't take much time. It is going to take 15 to 20 minutes maximum. So here user did the login, ESP page appear, setup started, devices enrolled. Okay, anything? If anybody have any doubt, please let me know here. Anyone, any doubt?
Vipin, can you explain the difference between user-driven and pre-provisioned?
Okay, so there is a very slight difference. In the user driven mode, user will see the ESP page while it is enrolling. ESP page means this page. Okay, okay. Open somewhere. Yeah. User will see this page means it is enrolled. You have done the reset in the user driven mode I'm talking about. You have done the reset. Okay, everything is done at the back end. Okay, let me admit that guy. Okay, everything you have configured, every settings you have configured at the back end. Please mute yourself. Whoever is there, yeah, sorry. So in the user driven mode, you have performed the reset. Okay, means deployment profile you have created with the user driven mode, and you have to perform the reset once hardware ID is uploaded. Reset is done, user will get the login page. Okay, because it is user driven, user will get the login page, user will see the ESP page. ESP page will look like this, that your device preparation is happening, device setup is happening. In the device setup, whatever applications you have pushed, that will appear here. If you want it to be appeared, means if you have configured that setting to appear for the end user, it will appear. Then account setup completed, the ESP thing is completed, device is enrolled, done. That is called user driven mode. Now talking about autopilot pre-provisioning things. OEM Windows image and drivers already being done from the vendor end, OEM end, means they will upload the hash ID, they will perform the setup of the device, they will, means whatever, if they want to reset or whatever they have to do, they will do it from their end. They will do the setup, they will assign the user as well for that particular device. Let's take as an example Okay, for user driven for pre-provisioning. Okay, device is there, means you have ordered the device. Okay, device is there, let so many devices are there. Okay, this is the vendor. Or OEM we call it. Original endpoint manufacturer, this is the full form of OEM. So this is the vendor. You are sitting here with your cloud, with your Intune. Okay, you have ordered a device to this end user that I need so many devices. Okay, you have given your details. Okay, everything is shared with them. What they will do, they will upload the hardware IDs to your Intune. ID upload they will do. Okay, you have provided the details, tenant details to them. Okay, they will upload the hardware IDs are done. Here you are setting, you don't have to do anything. Okay, Intune. Uploaded the hardware IDs. Now they will do they will prepare the device because you have also provided them the details of the users also. Okay, user detail also you have given. Okay, these are the 100 users. We need the devices under them or assigned to them. So what they will do, they will assign, they will prepare the list and they will assign the device to those end users, perform the white gloving part at their end, and then they will deliver the list to you that this is the list, and so are the serial numbers of the devices which are assigned to the associated or respective user. What you will do, everything is ready from their end. They have done the setup, they have done the reset, they have done the enrollment part. Just user has to put the user credential, login, done. They will not see the ESP page because what happens at the ESP, what happens at the ESP, this happens: device preparation, device setup, account setup. In the device setup, applications are downloading, policies are downloading. So these things are not going to happen for white gloving part or pre-provisioning part. This will be already done from the vendor end. Okay, so ESP or whatever happens at ESP won't be there. Got it? Prashant, any doubt?
Yeah, got it, got it.
So means whatever the settings are there, or whatever policies or applications that you are delivering from your end, from deployment profile, pre-provisioning provisioning deployment profile, that will already be configured on the device, and you don't have to do anything. Means user will open the device, put the credentials, everything will already be there. They can start using the things. They will have all the applications, everything will be there on the devices. So till now here we are good. If anybody have any questions, please let me know. So we have learned today the user-driven mode. If your company has 100 existing laptops, how will collect hardware IDs for of all machines? Collect the hardware IDs of all machines one by one. There is only one option. If you have 100 devices or 100 laptops with you, one by one you upload it. If you are ordering new devices, you have the option that you can ask the vendor. They will do the bulk enrollment, or they will do the bulk upload of the hardware IDs. Of course, it's a long time process. Of course, it is going to take. If it is on SCCM Jeffrey, then you can take the report from the SCCM, export what we call diagnostics of those devices. All those devices diagnostics will have the hardware IDs. You can collect all the hardware IDs, do the bulk upload. Okay, any other questions from anyone? Guys, any response? I expect I have explained. Yeah, I have explained a new topic today, so I expect few questions from you guys. Means I cannot be so perfect in explaining the things that there will be no questions coming up. I'm sharing the reading links. You can copy those links in your devices, because once the call will over, the links will go away. So you can go through these links to understand the autopilot. Okay, so guys, if there is no questions from anyone, then I hope we are good to draw for today. Okay, thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shiv.